That's not a problem. I mean, all of us have our own styles. So, but let me, start the session. So, guys, so let me quickly introduce Kuldeep. Kuldeep is the founder of Royal Brothers, India's largest and only bike rental services company. Kuldeep?
We are the largest. We are not the only bike rental company, but we are
Largest, of course.
the largest bike rental company of India right now. We started with 5 motorcycles. Today we manage close to around a little more than 5,000 vehicles. And this we started in 2015, and it's been 9 years in the journey.
Wow. And do you want to talk about the good news? I think a few months back you had a good news. You want to share about that as well?
Yes. So Yamaha became a partner, and we got funded by Yamaha motorcycles.
Undisclosed amount?
Undisclosed amount right now. We would want to keep it that way. So we are now a Yamaha funded company, and this is done directly from Yamaha Motor Corporation, Japan.
Excellent. Okay, guys, so how this works is, so I'm going to ask, because people have asked a lot of questions, or, in the poll, we have asked a lot of questions. So what we'll do is, I'll try to create a structure in this process, because I'll ask question. And then after Kuldeep gives his perspective about that question, you can also pitch in with your own questions so that, you can do customized solutions. Okay. So, see, a lot of people are here for networking. And so can you tell me about, you probably got one connection. For example, you had the Yamaha connection. So how did you nurture a relationship, or any success stories around networking? How to do networking part?
Well, when I joined Deloitte, I was told there that network is your net worth. And the interesting part is that Yamaha's connection, I got the connection via a dealer. And we had never procured a single vehicle from this dealer. In our history of when we got funding, that was our 7th year. So in like 7 years of history, we knew each other. We had spoken. We had met for biryani, and we had done a lot of discussions. But we never did a business transaction. However, this person was instrumental in me getting introduced to the Yamaha people. So and I feel over the period of the last 7 years, how we had developed this network alongside with dealers, like not just business relationship, but a little bit more of like every time you meet someone, you should remember what conversation you have had before. Like if they have procured something new, how's their family? Like if you can ask them about their kids, so you will remember things, and this will bring in a personal touch. So just this personal touch and a lot of food sharing that we did led us to this connection with Yamaha. And I think the rest is history now, how we say that, okay, the last 2 years has been great, 1,000% growth, etc., etc., etc. So this is all because of just that chance meeting with the dealer, having more discussions with him, and then building up a good rapport with that person. And even if you don't do a monetary transaction, it doesn't matter. You can always just keep this network open. And I feel even in Royal Brothers, sorry, I'll just quickly wrap this up.
Sure.
Even in Royal Brothers, my first deal was done with a person from Wells Fargo, who was my connection during my days in Deloitte. Right? So actually, network is your net worth. Depends on how much you can capitalize on it.
So do you maintain a directory or something that you know what was the last conversation, like a CRM or something personally?
No, no, I don't. But you should always. I'll give you a small tip for this. Okay, what I follow. So I meet a lot of these government officials. What I do usually is I make sure that I notice and observe a few things about them. Like for example, some people will be playing very loud music. Some people will be. I'll go and probably ask them something like, "Is the phone new?" Right? Do you like iPhones, or what kind of music? And like you will probably bring in one personal connection wala question over there. So that question, if they have answered, you will always be able to relate the person with that. Mostly, it's very easy to do it with music or food.
Got it. And a little bit background about Kuldeep. Kuldeep has gone through tough times. Like many people might be going through right now, and there were days where he could not afford food as well, right? Kuldeep, quickly that part. Like,
Yeah. I think that was 2015. So I've had a very bad journey. So it was a lot of struggle. So I couldn't afford food for like 2, 3 months, and I used to eat only once in a day to survive. So it's a phase of life, and I've gone through that. So I prefer nowadays not to talk about it, only talk about all the good things in life. But yeah, uh,
yeah,
things happen.
because I think the idea is people are going through tough times, and just to give them an idea that they're not the only people going through. So guys, the floor is open for this specific topic about networking. If you have any specific questions to ask Kuldeep, you can ask right now. Just raise your hand. Probably we can take up. Anyone want? I think there is a raise an option, raise a hand option in this thing. You can raise your hand. Who would like to go? Rakesh, would you like to ask a question about specifically about networking? Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself.
Nothing actually comes on top of the mind as of now. So
Got it. So anyone else has question about this networking aspect, about how do I network better? Probably might be facing some challenges in the networking. Yeah, Praveen, go ahead. Unmute yourself. Yeah.
Hi, Praveen here. My question is, look, what happens is because of whatever work we do, we have plenty of network, but there's always that moment of how do you ask? When do you ask? Because if you ask more than two favors and you're not giving back anything to them, then they start ghosting you or they start ignoring you. So how do you assess that who's the right person who will actually be there for you, or this is the right moment to ask?
Okay, so uh, can I give you my perspective on this? It's not an answer.
Right.
Okay. See, first thing is I especially do not prefer asking people.
No.
Right? The first rule of networking is if you're trying to build a network just to get favors out of it, it will
Mm.
not work out.
Mm.
Right? Because if they realize that you're trying to befriend them just to get some monetary benefit or some kind of a benefit, it will not happen.
Mm.
See, probably today, now I know that I have met someone called Praveen, okay, on this particular forum. And if I ask you that what probably excites you,
Mm.
right? So I'll know what excites you, okay, what kind of a field that you're in. And someday I'll go back to you stating that, hey, listen, I met this guy and
Mm.
he's very good in this. And Praveen, I think you can help him out to do this,
Mm.
right? Can I connect you guys?
Right.
Okay. And then I'll probably connect you.
Okay.
You guys. I think I reached out to Kashyap recently and I had not reached out to him for any kind of a thing, but I reached out to him recently for someone whom I met. He
Mm.
sports one of the football club founders.
Mm.
So I said, hey Kashyap, listen, I think this guy fits into your network. Why don't you reach out to him and you talk to him? And I told him that I said, see, I know someone called Kashyap. Why don't you want to have a discussion? Why don't you guys have a discussion? Right?
Mm.
First, you have to do this.
Correct.
First, do the connection.
Mm.
Let people connect. Then
Mm.
go back and ask, like, hey, listen, I need to reach out to that person. Can you connect me?
Mm.
Right? If you go back and ask that, hey, can you give me some money?
Mm.
Can you get me to this role? Then it's
Mm.
not going to happen. It's never going to happen.
All right.
Right? With the dealer, for example, I was always having biryani because I loved the food that they make. So I was like,
Mm.
I was more interested in that. And he was more interested in business.
Mm.
Right? So automatically it will just happen. It takes time. Network actually takes a lot of time.
Okay.
Yes.
Got it.
But good. So I will move to the next question. Okay. So next question is, what innovative sales techniques have you seen or implemented that have significantly boosted revenue? How can small businesses apply these strategies effectively?
Okay, one by one, like
So
part one.
I'll slowly ask questions slowly. Okay. What
Yeah.
innovative sales techniques have you used? Have you seen or implemented that have significantly boosted revenue for your business? What innovative sales techniques?
Okay. If you want my honest opinion on this, I feel the most boring techniques are the most effective techniques.
Hmm.
Okay. The most traditional technique is actually the most effective technique. Okay. I can come back and say that, hey, I did a campaign, I did a ATL activity or a BTL activity, and that worked great. Okay. But you know, the most innovative thing that worked out for us was we did a 1 rupee sale in Manipal once upon a time. So we were like being bombarded with competition. We had a lot of issues and the sales were down. So we said, boss, let's do one thing. Because it's a student population and we have bikes on which we have unused kilometers, we'll do a 1 rupee sale. Okay, and that boosted the revenue, that boosted the demand, that gave us huge amount of promotion and all of that, because we allowed everyone to book a vehicle for 24 hours just at 1 rupee.
How did it
And
work out for you? How did it work out for you?
yeah, the last time we did that in Bangalore, our servers crashed.
Wow.
And I think we would have done better, but our servers crashed because at that particular moment we had like so many hits. Even though we had prepared it, we knew auto scaling and all of that, it just did not work. So I think it is it see, if you look at it, it's the most traditional technique that people have utilized, right? 1 rupee sale or 10 rupee sale or 50% off and all of that. We just changed all of this to a 1 rupee sale, and this worked wonders for us.
Excellent. Okay, so now any questions about sales? Because I know sales is a major concern for most of the small entrepreneurs, small businesses. Any specific question that you want Kuldeep to mentor you on? Any questions that you have? Anyone who want to just raise your hand? I'll unmute.
Also, it's one of my favorite topic here.
Yeah, so let's spend more time because I think
I'm a Marwadi guy. I can only sell. That's what I can do.
So raise your hand because I know we have a lot of things to learn from him. So guys, who would like to go first? Rakesh.
Kuldeep, I have a question actually.
Yeah.
So the thing is, when we come up to the sales, right? So for example, high ticket sales, high ticket items. Like for example, I'm into real estate. So those are high ticket items. So those are always connected with the emotions of the person. So how do you actually tackle it? It's one of the very difficult thing to penetrate because even though right now the purchasing capability of people has increased, but still it's a very the game of tackling to make them spend is one of the difficult tasks. So on this thing, so we will run advertisements, we will call through, do the things, but actually to reach them out, to actually hit that point. So it's one of the most difficult things which we find in real estate. So how exactly can we tackle that?
See, if you ask me, first is you have to understand that this is a very niche product, right? When we say that real estate is a mass product, I don't believe in this, right? Because you're going to take away 1 crore from someone's pocket, and this fellow is going to take a loan for 20 years, right? So you have to first design your sales strategy around this. If you ask my perspective and what I feel is from my limited knowledge, and I'm not being I'll become sector agnostic. Okay. First thing is observe. If if a person is coming for a purchase, if he's not a real estate magnate, and this is a family who has come for purchase, right? The guy is the one who's fixing up the budget, right? The lady or the wife, the girlfriend, or whoever it is, that person is actually the decision maker. That person chooses. So you'll have to observe that person and first figure out what is her liking. Does she want a 2 BHK? Does she want a 3 BHK? Does she want a Vastu? Does she want a east opening or a west opening, south opening, right? What are her requirements? Okay, if you can actually show more empathy towards the requirement and more sympathy towards the requirement of the lady, your sale will be confirmed. Okay. Honestly speaking, why I'm telling you this is I do this a lot in terms of my scooters.
Okay.
If you look at it, you will find a lot of RB advertisements related to couples. Okay, because I know single people are not going to take scooters from me, right? A young
Yes.
guy
Yes.
like you will probably choose a bike if you want to go on an adventure. But if you just want to roam around in the city, you will come back to me because your girlfriend needs more comfort. You will take a good scooter from me, right? But how will I influence your girlfriend's demand? I'll give her a color option, which I don't give to the boys, right? Because they like bright colors. I'll have bright color scooter. I'll also bring in lighter scooters. I'll bring in a scooter that is uh, photogenic, right? Because if they are in a city where they like, let's say for example, Vizag, if they are roaming around, right? You are only paying. She's the one clicking the pictures. I'm actually influencing her decision to make you get one.
So empathy do work.
Observation first.
Mhm.
If you can figure out what she wants, you will probably be able to capture her and influence the decision of the announcer.
Got it.
Excellent. So any other questions about sales, about how to improve sales? Because we're all here to make money, of course. So any challenges you're facing in your business, anyone who want to ask next? Because we'll spend more time because that's a good topic. Anyone else? Raise your hand or unmute yourself, either way. It's fine. Yeah, Prabhakar.
Hi, Kuldeep.
Hi.
Hi, this is Prabhakar. So we are into EV bike rental. So it's
Okay.
nothing. So what
What's your
will be the
company called?
biggest? Sorry,
What's your company called?
it's Autumns. So we are into EV charger manufacturer, and also we are starting bike rental for only for the sales peoples.
Okay, B2B.
Yes, yes. I like to know. So, what is the biggest mistake you've done in the sales? So, when you started, you made trial and hit lot, right? So, what do you learn from the sales, which you should not do, or what you advise to the newcomers like us? What you should not try in the market?
I think there's a lot that you should not do.
Mhm.
And, if you ask me, there will be a huge list of things that you
Yes,
do.
yes,
One is you should not let your ego come into play.
right.
This is a mistake that I have done because often what happens is a lot of people will come back and say that, oh, you can't do this. Then you will be like, of course I can do this. And I need to prove people that I can do this, right? But maybe that is not your target segment. To be very honest, Prabhakar, B2B is something that is not my target segment in Royal Brothers, right? In Royal Brothers, we don't
Yes,
target the
yes,
B2B segment. We are not still not into the
yes,
delivery market, right? The reason why we did not do it is because we did not get
yes,
carried away with the investor game. Investors said that we will pay
Mhm.
you or we'll give you money because if you do this, right? So we said no, we don't want to do this. We want to
Right.
be in our category. We want to dominate this category. One is this. So don't let the ego come into the picture or don't get influenced by people. Second thing is
Okay,
always stick to your margin. Does
okay,
not matter what kind of a business that you're doing. You may call it a traditional business or a startup business. If you don't have margin in that, don't do that business,
okay,
right? If you're jumping into something thinking on day one, if you know that it's a cash burning exercise and you want to get into that business, thinking that okay, 2 months down the line or 2 years down the line, some investor will come and fund you, and then you will again have cash to plow back and you will be able to do business. That is the thing which is not going to happen, right?
right,
Check with any company, and that is the harsh reality. Today, Uber across the world is facing the same challenge, right? Ola had to pivot because of that. Every other company is doing the same thing.
right.
If it shows cash burning, don't do it.
Mhm.
Third most important thing, if you really want to sell this, choose your customer segment because you want to do B2B. You should actually focus whether you want to like do hyper local or even in the B2B segment, if you can capture a niche segment here because everyone is doing the same Swiggy Zomato.
Yes,
right? So if everyone is doing the Swiggy Zomato, if I have to do this, I'll probably only stick to Zepto first.
Correct.
Okay. I would prefer moving into the Zepto Grofer segment or the Swiggy Instamart segment first, because that is a segment which people have still not captured fully.
Okay.
I'll move into that segment first because that's my niche and I have more options over there. And then I'll come back to the Swiggy Zomato market. I'll
Right.
do reverse engineering in this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, so we'll take one final question for this question. Anyone who want to ask a question in this? Anyone? Last, and we'll go to the next questions. Anyone? Yeah. So we'll go to the next question. How do you approach building a brand that not only resonates with your target audience, but also stands out in a crowded market? How do you approach building a brand that not only resonates with your target audience, but also stands out in a crowded market? I think Royal Brothers, it has a very good name. I think you should tell us the brand story probably. How did you come up with? Because I was talking to someone, is it Royal Enfield? Because a lot of people know about Royal Enfield. How did you come up with that branding?
It's actually a similar story. We came up with the name because we just wanted when we started with 5 Royal Enfields, and Royal Enfield at that point of time was a very aspirational product. And we just wanted Royal in our name. So obviously we can't take the Enfield name, copyright issues and all of that. So we're thinking about a lot of things. And then we realized that okay, we want to create a biking brotherhood. We want bikers in a brotherhood riding together and all of that. So we said, okay, we will call it brothers. So that's how
Wasn't it a risk, Kuldeep? Because during that time, there was nothing like that, right? Like at that time, when you were conceptualizing it,
yeah.
it was a risk that you were taking.
Oh, it was obviously a huge risk. I had left a good plus job in Deloitte, and my other co-founders, they had left their degrees and everything. So we were taking a huge risk. And at that point of time, there was no concept of anyone helping us with like nowadays people will come back and say that I am going to manage your brand. I can give you a name like this. Let me build your logo. Let me do this for you. Let me do that for you. That point of time, there were no people to do all of this, or probably they were too expensive for us to explore. So everything is a risk.
Hmm.
And today also, if you see now, the brand has become bigger. And the brand has become bigger than all of us. So today it's a bigger risk for us. So nowadays it's a everyday hustle to make sure that the brand value and the image is being maintained, right? The good thing that we did was we created a core value of the brand. We said, doesn't matter, whatever happens, RB will be or Royal Brothers will be known for quality, right? So we are not going to compete in terms of pricing, product, this, that, nothing. The core underlying value or principle will be quality. You pick up any vehicle of ours, okay, we'll make sure that it is well maintained, it has good quality, and it is serving your purpose. And today, I think that ethos has got ingrained in every single person in the organization. We are
So
300.
what do you say no to? What do you say no to?
What do we say
No to.
currently?
Yeah. I mean, probably from the starting, because branding is a continuous process, and many of people are a small business, and a lot of people may not see the value of branding. So probably like from the startup phase, what were you saying yes to? Now what are you saying no to? And how does it make a difference in the sales actually?
Yeah, if you're a sales focused company, you will say yes to everything. Okay, I still don't let people say no to a meeting, right? If any of my team members, and because I overlook the PD team, I tell everyone to go to every single meeting, right? And I know it's very difficult for smaller companies, and even our real estate friend was asking this question. I would say, if for anyone who wants to do sales, never say no. Don't say no to anything. Yeah, if you really want to build your brand, you'll probably choose not to get associated with brands which are not uh, which are actually infamous in the market. right? Or you don't want to associate with clients who are damaging your reputation. So today we have become a little choosy, right? For our marketing agency, we would want to go to a five-star marketing agency. We would want to associate with influencers who have more than 1 million followers, like that. Previously, we were like yes to everything. So you have 5,000 followers? Yes, okay, done. Happy to collaborate with you, right? You want to do this? Happy to collaborate with you, right? Because we thought everything was a learning experience. Today, we can't afford all of that because the brand has become bigger, right? After a certain point of time, you need to look at your brand and then take decisions. In the initial days, say yes to everything.
So how does it work out for, let us say, a chart accountant, or because real estate is such a competitive space, there is so much competition and so many people are similar to each other. I mean, I can of course do a logo, but is there a value to a logo just like that, or what is the aspect of branding that we could actually learn about for a small entrepreneur?
See, for a small entrepreneur, if you don't have a lot of money to spend, right? Don't go with some agency to do your logo. You can still do it on Canva and all of that. You can just bring in a picture of what your of how it should look like, right? I totally feel that a logo is very important. If you look at the brand aspects, the logo is super important, right? The name of the organization is extremely important. We are one of the only companies who has a double syllable name, Royal Brothers. Okay, it doesn't resonate with any company right now. Okay, so the logo, the brand name, the color coding, right? You can't come back and say that, boss, I am a let's say the banks. Okay, most of the banks want to use blue. Okay, red is a color of danger. I don't see a lot of banks coming back and using red. Okay, so it's a science and art both. Color impacts a lot of things. Like I was just saying that if I have to do it, I am very specific about choosing my vehicle colors. If I have to buy something in Hyderabad or in the Andhra region, I'll take a very chatak color, right? A very bright color. If you ask me to do that same in the north, I'll probably not do it. But I'll never choose a black color Activa in Rajasthan. Okay, because it's not going
Because
to work.
they're conscious about color.
Very conscious of the color. If they're going for a deal, they will never take my scooter ever on rent.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like that. You have to be sure about the color that you're choosing. It's very, very important because people relate to that. The logo, again, as I said, extremely important. And the logo should be super clear. Don't copy paste from somewhere, right? You will be like, okay, I can copy a Ducati's logo or a Hero's logo just to make my brand look familiar in the market. It doesn't happen. It impacts you negatively. Okay. So, and if you have or if you can, always come up with a tagline, because that becomes your forever value system, right? Like LIC said, right? जिंदगी के साथ भी जिंदगी के बाद भी. You know what that is? That has become their company's motto right now. That tagline itself. So if you can come up with a tagline over a period of a couple of years, that is also okay. But please come up with a tagline.
Excellent. So any questions related to branding? I think Praveen had an insight. He's saying that today Meta AI also creates a logo on WhatsApp. So I think for free probably. I have not explored it, but I think it works. Any questions specifically for branding? Like if you're struggling with branding, if you are a generic person, any questions? If you can raise your hand or unmute yourself.
Kuldeep, this is regarding my I'm one of the strategic investors in one of the startup. Okay, so we call it the THGC. So it's the Hustle Group Grow. It's a clothing brand. So right now we are focusing on branding completely. Okay, we are completely not focusing on the sales part as of now. So we have just left it as it is, in the sense whatever the sales comes, let it come. But we are completely focusing on branding. So I want to understand that what is the acceptable rate of cash burn, which will go into the branding. So it's since clothing, right? So clothing is a huge market. So a lot of competitors are there. And right now, how much, in the sense like right now we are burning a little bit of cash, but what would be I know it's a long journey. We are thinking like 5 years to 10 years down the lane. Like we are thinking of the brand to be in that way. But what would be the how we don't know how much cash is going to be burning for that when we have to actually raise the bar of the brand. So what do you think? How can we create a baseline for it actually?
No, I think you're looking at it a little. I think you have jumped the gun right now. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you're just one step ahead of what you should have done.
Mm-hmm.
See, from our journey, if you want to resonate to our journey, or if I can help you understand our journey, we were not focused on brand building from day one. Like we are not spending money on advertisement or
No,
branding.
the company has been there almost like from last 2 years. So right now we are starting to focus on it actually.
Yes, 7 years we did not do any marketing.
Okay.
It
Okay.
was all organic,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? For 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
We were still bootstrapped, we were still doing the same thing. We were just trying to grow the brand. For us, we wanted people to experience the product. Word of mouth marketing worked great for us, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're able to sell more, all right, if you're able to sell more, your brand image will get created. Let the product reach people first.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of you trying to do brand building or trying to do brand building activities where you're going to spend the money, okay, and you're not going to get any results. I'll do
It is
the
difficult to track. Those things very
very
difficult.
difficult to track. So you should do performance based marketing to make sure that your sales improves. The more your sale improves, the better quality that you're serving to customer. Your customer will actually become your advertiser.
So, okay. So the thing is, what we call our tagline for the THGC, right? The tagline actually does not resonate with the the resonance is not there with the performance marketing. So we actually believe in community building. Okay, so the clothing is done for the community building, and that is where it believes in resilience and passion, resilience, and that the branding is like the tagline is that only. So when
Okay.
so for us, we are in a dilemma that because if we do performance marketing, so what we are trying to create is going to actually go down for a toss because we don't want to be another Bevaku for another soul store kind of a thing. So this is where so we took a decision of start creating the brand image basically. And
How are you doing this brand image?
so one of our co-founders is also she handles basically on the brand. So we go on the offline stores. Basically, we recently had it one in one of the couple of bars. So we had a pop-up stores, and we are also working with the Prestige Group in forums and all those things to have the pop-up stores and all those things. So basically, it's all offline. So right now, nothing on the marketing, on the performance side. We are not trying to spend. So we have just left the performance ad as it is because we don't want to lose the learning, whatever it has happened. So basically, right now we are starting with the offline most of the places where we want people to experience our product. That is how we have started as of now.
That is basically the if you're trying to do that, you keep doing pop-up stores. Keep doing pop-up stores because you're saying that you want it to be a community-based thing. So do pop-up stores in basically like if it's an athleisure product, then you do it in the sports grounds and all of these places.
Yes, yes, yes.
But my point here is you can keep doing the pop-up stores and all of that. Try reaching out to as many people as possible. Sell. The more you sell, the more consumers that you can get for yourself. Okay, these people will actually turn out to be your brand ambassadors. If you have the right connect, right? If you're able to network with them correctly, these guys, if they love your product, they will actually go and spread the word. Right? Today, you know what? In my entire organization, everyone loves the Onitsuka. Okay, I'm a huge fan of Onitsuka Tigers. Okay, so I introduced my co-founder to it, right? Then I introduced another person to this, and then I introduced our marketing person to that, and then now like everyone is wearing Onitsuka, right? So they are not paying me for this. I love the product. I like how what they have done, and now I am their brand
So
ambassador.
focusing on the customer experience is very important.
Exactly the point. Keep doing the same thing. Do your pop-up stores, go back to the customer and keep focusing on that. The more product is on the ground, the more customers that you have, they will all turn out to be your own brand ambassadors. Keep doing this, keep doing this. It's the most boring thing that will get you the best result.
Yeah. So shall I send you some samples of workflows?
Oh, please, please, I would love that. I would love that.
Yeah, Praveen. Yeah.
I'm having so currently I'll just quickly, I'm creating a HR tech platform, right? Wherein like a digital twin of individuals, which can be a better version of a LinkedIn. Now, the point is, how do you move people from LinkedIn to this platform? So I have two approaches. One is I've spoken to a very senior guy who ran the Flipkart campaign and made it viral a decade back. But he's asking about 5 to 6% equity. And he's saying, I'll be part of your entire journey. He's promising about 6 million people will come to the platform. Or the other approach is don't give equity, don't give too much of money for an expensive resource like that, and distribute it amongst a larger population, let's say influencers, digital marketing, run a small budgeted campaigns. Now, for investors, obviously they need more people on the platform, then the valuation increases. So what should be my approach? Go the expensive way or go the...
See, how much do you believe your product?
Sorry?
What's your belief in the product? Like, what's your, if you have to quantify it on a scale of 1 to 10, right? How much do you believe in your product?
I believe about 8.5.
8, 8.5, why not 10?
Because the technology is complicated, more funding comes, it will evolve better. But right now, as it is, it wouldn't be the ideal solution that I'm looking at.
Okay, and do you understand technology?
I have a technology team working.
No, no. Do you understand technology? Can you code?
No, I can't code. I'm a business guy.
Okay. And the person who's going to come, is he a marketing guy or a coding guy?
The technology guy?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so that's the technology guy.
You know, this is a branding guy, purely branding. He used to run happiest,
Happiest minds.
not minds, but happy services. They got taken over by one of the Singapore firms, but he drove the complete Flipkart campaign of those kids coming and talking. So the idea was to bring a viral campaign so that more people can come on the platform, which can be a high investment one. Or it is like go to influencers, start building gradually and then go.
Yeah, but I want to look at this problem in a little different manner. Okay, because
Okay.
I've been through this.
Okay.
One is I can't code. I
Hmm.
don't understand code. I will rather spend my equity, my ESOPs, or my money on someone who can do this and whom I can trust.
Right.
Because now a product is a tech product,
Correct.
right? I am bringing in someone, right, who's promising me something, which may or may not happen, right? But for me to believe in my product fully, I would rather focus on this person, the tech person,
Right.
right? So I'll reserve my 5-6% here.
Correct.
Okay, I'll rather hustle for another 1 year or 2 year to find out my right product, my target audience,
Correct.
and then go over there.
Hmm.
Right? Today, if you ask me if I have to do this, if I have to give 5-6% of my equity, I'll probably go to Mahendra Singh Dhoni and do it, boss. I'll if I give it to Mahendra Singh Dhoni or John Abraham, I know they are going to bring in people for me.
Correct.
Right? But it for me, for the product of mine to survive the 9 years, I need to focus somewhere else. What I don't know of. You're getting my hint?
Correct.
So first I would focus over there. If I get a little bit of traction, if I understand everything, I have got the best person to help me out in building this product continuously. I'll always get these people who can market the product for me. He has ran the Flipkart campaign, like, right?
Correct.
Then people coming from Ogilvy to you.
Hmm.
After 2 years or 3 years or 5 years, or let's say you have overtaken LinkedIn,
Hmm.
you'll have enough to do everything,
Correct.
right? So this branding guy can always come.
Okay.
What you can't have is your tech person, because that's a product.
Agree. Sure.
Please reserve your equity for the person who deserves it.
Okay. Sure. Thank you.
Got it. So next we'll go to Ishan. You can unmute yourself, please.
Yeah, hi. So Kuldeep, I actually missed a part of the session. I'm not sure this is covered or not. But as you are running Royal Brothers, this is a very capital intensive model where you have to upfront buy a lot of bikes or two-wheelers and then put it out for rent and etc. etc. So as you said, you started with only five vehicles initially. So like, and you grew up to 5,000. Now, did you fund this on your own, like the profit are coming and you are funding new vehicles, or you finance it in some way, or how this is working? Because I will
Perfect. This is perfect because this is flows into the next creative financing question next. So let's please continue, Ishan. Yeah, sorry to interrupt.
So I will explain my business model later in this conversation. But I am also in a loop where I need funds for having good assets to me so that I can lend them to make money out of it. So yeah, please.
What do you do, Ishan?
Okay, so I am the founder of Mobi Ads. So what we are doing is we are putting outdoor advertising. So we are installing tablets inside cabs. So in the cab, there is like it used to be in Ola. Ola Play used to be there. So what we are doing is we are splitting the screen into a 40-60 ratio. For 60% screen is for entertainment, music, videos, etc., which the users can use for free. And on 40% on the left side, there is a fixed ad loop going on which changes ad in every 10 seconds. Now it can be a video, audio, or text, anything. So basically, awareness campaigns we are running for multiple brands and all. But so the purpose of advertisement is reach, right? So what my clients are asking me that, yeah, this is a good way of advertisement. We want to make it live, but how many cabs are you installed in right now? Right now, I am live in only 10 cabs, and I want to take, and per ride there are 10 rides per day on an average. So on a particular day, only 100 people or maximum 120 people, if some cabs have two people, if some rides have two people in it, can have the access to the ad, right? So my problem is it's a chicken egg problem. Like the clients are asking for more cabs so that their reach can increase, and for increasing the reach I need money. So for that I want that more clients should pay me and I can expand. So I am stuck in this kind of situation. That's why I'm asking this question.
No problems. I think you're in the loop which we were in 2016.
Okay.
Chalo, I'll give you the simple solution for this.
Okay.
Uh, and I think this is a very, very desi solution. Please understand this. Business is not done with your own money.
Okay.
Okay. And there's no dearth of money in the market.
Okay.
Okay. Have you ever explored sharing revenue of the tab with anyone in your known circle?
So what not in this sense of installing tablets, but what I did was I reached out to multiple advertisement agencies and I told them that let's pitch this to your clients who are already doing outdoor advertisement on billboards or any other format. And let's say that put their creatives on this format also, and we'll share revenue like 20/80 or 30/70, etc. And I'll bear the whole cost of operations and technology, everything. So that I have offered. Again, they were happy to partner. We pitched this idea to their clients, and similar feedback I got that your reach is very less. So I'm right now able to convince only 4 clients, and that too I'm putting the ad for free because 100 people per day is not a number for them for which they want to pay.
Ishan, have you tried reaching out to the public or to your known circle?
No. To my known circle, see,
Yeah.
I'm of that mindset that if I take money from my knowns, like even appreciate my business idea, my business logic, but they are very like from the middle class background. Like I was doing a job from 5 years, and from 6 months I'm doing this right now. So
Listen,
yeah,
what we did in 2016 was I came up with an idea called bike tagging.
okay.
I reached out to a lot of people and said, if you invest on a motorcycle, whatever revenue that I make,
Hmm.
I'll share a certain percentage with you,
Okay. Okay.
right? I would want you to try out the same thing.
Okay.
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 Today you will reach out to some people from the middle class, and
Mm-hmm.
then tomorrow you will probably reach out to some HNIs who
Right.
will give you enough fund.
Hmm.
I chanced upon a meeting with a HNI who gave me 1 crore at that point of time.
Okay.
He said, whatever you can buy with this, but on every vehicle, I want this much percentage. Every ride,
Okay.
right? So for me, every time I was renting out the bike, I had to give him a certain share. But the vehicles, like I was able to fund the vehicles.
Okay.
Okay. So I think
2018, this was right.
this is the same thing that you can actually try out.
Okay.
You can promise people a 60-40 or a 50-50 or a 70-30, 80-20. I don't know. Whatever
Mm-hmm.
works out for you,
Mm-hmm.
right? Take care of the operations,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and distribute the revenue between the both of you and the investor. Now, this investor can give you 5 tablets, can
Hmm.
give you 50 tablets,
Right.
okay. But if you don't reach out to someone, forget about middle class. Yeah, even a middle class person will be able to give you 4 tablets,
Yeah. Yeah. That is
right?
true. Yeah.
Now, with the only problem is that right now to get a scale, you will have to bring in a lot of people to do this.
Right. Right.
Okay, but you will actually chance upon someone after a little bit of time. You will chance upon someone which is a HNI, and you might be able to secure a big amount.
Right. Okay.
And you will not have to actually divert any of your equity also because of
Hmm.
this.
Because I am sharing revenue.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Here, if you ask me, I'll probably give you 5 tablets, and I'll ask you that, boss, you have to give me 50% of your revenue
Okay.
on
Right.
these 5 tablets. Whatever
Hmm.
revenue that you generate on these 5 tablets, you'll give me 50%.
But there is a catch in this also. Like
Yeah.
when you also started up, say you see, as founders we are very optimistic and we have a conviction that okay, yes, we because we like I have talked to 100 plus clients right now.
Yeah.
I have so much conviction that yes, this will work out. But on actual ground, when the product is live on a scale and things are happening, it might be the case that that optimistic approach is not working as I expected. So what if in that case that I am not able to generate revenue out of the investments these people have made, and I'm not able to share any because I'm not able to make enough revenue as I expected. So what then?
If you're not able to do it, people will come back and catch your collar.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point.
But the thing is, see, if you don't have conviction on your product, you can't sell it. The first rule of sales is you should know your product much better than anyone else.
Right.
Second thing is you can't have a false conviction in on that product,
Right.
right? You can be optimistic about it. You can't come back and say that, boss, I want your investment. Like, let's say if you are pitching to me,
Mm-hmm.
okay, if you ask me, I'll probably write you a check, but I will not write you a check if you tell me that I am not sure if I can do this,
Yeah. Right.
right? Give me numbers.
Hmm.
I will invest based on the fact that Ishan is capable of doing this. He has already proven it in the market. He has got clients,
Hmm.
right? But in my agreement, it will clearly mention that if it works,
Hmm.
I will share a revenue. If it doesn't work, I'll give you back your product.
Okay.
Or
Got it.
I'll resell in the market and give you 50% of it.
Hmm.
Whatever is the fair market value that I get from it. So I'll
Hmm.
sell the tablet back in the market. If I
Hmm.
bought it at 10,000, if my fair market value is 8,000, I'll
Hmm.
sell off it at 8,000 rupees and I'll
Hmm.
give 7,000 back on that product.
Got it.
So
Got it.
your loss now will be limited to a 30% only.
That is fine, but there is one more thing. Like these are the cases when you have some numbers already proven. What
Yeah.
if you are trying to gather your first initial clients?
I did this with absolutely new clients.
Hmm.
I had no idea how it will fare.
Hmm.
But
So how did you
at
present the
least
numbers then?
I did a research on this.
Hmm.
I actually figured out what my cost will be of the product, how many days can I rent it, at what price can I rent it, the
Right.
minimum that I can go, the maximum that I can go. If you just plot everything on an Excel sheet, you'll always get the numbers.
Yeah, and also what you could do, Ishan, is you can leverage, because I can connect you to one cab rental company. You can leverage credibility as well. That okay, they have so many cars, and you can little bit get their credibility factor in, because they have the numbers to show, and it is absolutely ethical that because it's a running operation, because they will also be part of the deal, because they will also be expecting some revenue.
Right. Right.
You can leverage on that. You don't have to like start from scratch. Nobody told you that you should start from scratch. You can leverage on others' resources as well. That's what Kuldeep was talking about. Business is all about getting money from others, using others' money.
Right. Right.
And there are so many other cab companies, and there must be someone who's also doing this. Today, all the products are like that,
Hmm.
right? And I'm not underestimating your product, but I'm saying that there must be someone in the world who's already doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Right?
So
So if someone else is doing it, he definitely has some numbers.
right.
Read his entire thing, you will understand, and then you can actually implement a few of his techniques in your business.
Right. Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll take the last question. Last question. I think a lot of people want to know how to finance. I think Rakesh had opted in for this in the poll. But I think there are a lot many more questions. Probably we'll do one more session in the coming weeks with Kuldeep. So what are some creative financing methods that businesses can use to fuel growth without traditional loans? Can you provide an example of when this worked well?
I think we were just discussing the same with Ishan.
Yeah, yeah.
The most creative financing option right now available is called revenue sharing. In the market, everything can be shared right now. People will invest. You see, today lands are being bought in the same manner, right? It's a shared economy. People are willing to invest money if they can get a revenue. Four friends can join together and buy a plot, and then do a Airbnb over there, right? Or an apartment and do an Airbnb over there. If you have a way of doing revenue share on any of your product, right? Whether it's your land parcel, t-shirt, your technology, whatever it is. Okay. The most creative financing way right now is called revenue sharing. Whatever I make, I'll share with
The
you.
fear there is
a certain
Kuldeep, that
percentage.
I may lose equity. What are the risks? I mean, that's what like Ishan was
There
asking.
is no way you're going to lose your equity if you do a revenue sharing. See, boss, if the product works, you will get this certain percentage. If it doesn't work, you won't get anything. Okay. So you're actually investing based on the fact that the full disclosure has been given to you. Okay.
Right.
So there's a very famous ad right now, and I don't think I should be naming them, but they come on the radio, right? They say that you can own a farmland. Most of the time they're saying that you can own a farmland, but basically all that you're doing is you're taking ownership of a farmland, like a partial ownership of a farmland. Okay. And whatever is generated from that farm is shared with you. Right. So this collective earning or the collective sharing is actually what people should be looking at. This has become the most easiest and the most creative financing way. I chanced upon a guy who was renting out helicopters, and then I did a little bit of research in US. Most of the corporate planes, okay, they are actually based on revenue sharing. So, like if a company owns a corporate jet, or there are companies who are renting out corporate jets, and all of these jets are actually bought by investors, like 10, 15, or 20 investors can together buy a corporate jet. The number of time the jet flies, whatever earning that is done is shared between all of these people. In Royal Brothers, it was the same concept a couple of years ago, right? So if you
Isn't it a challenge to manage so many investors, Kuldeep?
actually not, if you can devise a proper system, and then you limit the investment value. So in the
You
initial
say
days, you'll
minimum
have to
so
take
much
it.
investment,
Yeah.
minimum so much.
Yeah. So in the initial days, you will probably take up 10, 15,000 or 20,000. But after a point of time, if your product is flying, you will reach out to people who will be investing close to around 1 crore or 2 crore. So you'll cap it. That I'll only do a revenue sharing if you're, or I'll give the deal to you if you're a 1 crore worth of guy. Or you can bring in 3
But is
crore.
it applicable for everyone? Because there might be, for example, there might be an agency which needs to spend money on ads. That is not recoverable back. How do you do that risk offsetting with you have to
With-
spend money on Facebook ads, that is gone. If it doesn't work, it didn't work.
Yeah, but if I'm a digital marketing company, right? I will say that if I can, like let's say, in the digital marketing concept, there's no asset, right?
Hmm.
But I'm talking about asset related companies. Anywhere where the
Like real
asset is
estate,
generating revenue.
physical product. You're talking about anything where there is a
Any physical product where the asset is generating revenue. Okay. Here anyone can come back and do a revenue sharing.
Kuldeep,
Think about any product. Even dairy, right? In which you can, like 4 friends or 5 friends can start a dairy, and then they can make the entire village invest on the dairy, right?
like it can apply for food franchises, food, anything which is a physical outlet.
anything that has physical asset can have
Because we do a lot of syndicate investment. That is the reason why I'm asking, because it can also be in the investment zone. That's where I was asking what is the minimum ticket you
Now in the investment zone, the problem is if I chance upon a digital marketing company, then I won't be able to do it because I know that they are going to get clients, and if these clients don't pay, they will not be able to do the ad. So it doesn't make any sense for me, right?
So you'll be looking at, okay, what is my risk? What is my, if I have to exit, what is my shortest route?
If I have to look at a digital marketing company, I'll actually look at the founders. I will first sit down and I'll put the money on the jockey and not on the horse. Right? Because I'll know that only the creative brain will be able to do it. Or if he's a super good sales guy, he will be able to crack it. Otherwise, it's the same systems, Facebook, Google, and everything, performance marketing. If you go and learn all of this, anyone can actually place an ad. I would rather place it on the jockey. So I'll sit with the founders and I'll put the money on the founders, not on the company itself.
Got it. Guys, any questions about this creative finance specifically
one
after that,
one last question.
Yeah.
Right now, how are you doing this? Are you still in the revenue sharing model?
No, we
or
are not.
So now,
Why
right
not? Why
now
not?
you are funding vehicles.
We have got Yamaha backing us.
Okay. Okay.
But why not? Why? I mean, what's the reasoning behind it? How did you exit it? How did you
It's
exit?
not
Just
that we
contract?
don't, I mean, now the threshold is a crore.
But you're still taking people who can invest 1 crore plus.
Not from everyone, but only shareholders, directors.
So why did you stop? Why did you stop? What?
We stopped it because we got good backing, and we actually like we crossed that threshold. So we didn't want to manage like 500 people.
Isn't it something like a franchise model?
No, it's not.
Because you are for a particular asset, you are bringing in a investor or is selling a franchise technically for an asset.
For an asset, yes.
So therefore, it's a franchise model, isn't it?
It's a company owned, company operated.
Yeah.
It's not a franchisee.
The typical one, but it is a kind of.
Yeah, it's not a typical franchisee, but you can consider it like a franchisee owned and company operated.
Coco.
Coco.
Exactly. Coco, yeah. Guys, so anyone asking questions, then after that we'll do a recap and then we can close the session. Any last questions you want to ask anyone? Jyoti, Prabhakar, Praveen, Rakesh, Yashasvi?
No, not from me.
Anyone else?
No, that's all from me. That's all from myself.
Okay, great. So guys, so today I think we learned a lot. We learned a lot about many topics about branding, financing, and we learned about how do you position yourself in the market. You should focus on customer experience. And this is the intention of us doing these sessions is to make sure that we can get you the real-time perspective from top founders. And as a growing community, we want to like keep this up. We want to bring in the real perspectives, not some kind of a motivational talk. We want to really solve problems of people. And so what I request, so I'm going to like quickly like pause the recording. Okay.